Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I started a bit later today because the price action was ugly to start the morning off, and it still is really ugly. Just a second ago, I was watching to see if we would break down from this opening range right here. The 5-minute did close below, but there really wasn't any strength, and the RSI is not pointed sharply enough to the downside. Plus, I was looking at the options chain just a second ago, and the options are just getting eaten alive right now. So while we are still in this range, I'm going to stay away from the indexes for now. Same story goes for the NASDAQ. I haven't checked the Russell yet this morning, but the Russell is actually much weaker today. Yes, I did get a haircut. I couldn't handle it anymore. It was just, I don't know. Like whenever I came on stream, when you guys did see me with my long hair on stream, it was always like pulled back, right? For the majority of the time, it was always just like crazy, and I was getting sick of it. Not gonna lie. The Russell is much weaker, so I may, if I'm gonna go short on the market, I'm actually gonna short the Russell. Webull calls were very green today after earnings. Since then, we've kind of had a decent pullback. I think it was up like 11% in the morning, and we're down. Actually, it was up 12%, but I already took profit on these. Nearly right at the open. It was around like 980. It was around here is when I took profit on my calls, but I'm out of those. I mean, that was up a lot for a crazy day. Bill earnings didn't really play out. That was flat, and Walmart did not play out either. It's kind of disappointing because I was really expecting this one to go up. There's a chance I'm probably going to end up taking some swing calls on Walmart to fill the gap, because it's going to need to. Yeah, as long as we're in this range, I'm not going to do anything. We have the pre-market low right here, and the pre-market high. So if we break in either direction, we'll really quickly target either this level or this level. That's previous day high. So it might be just a game of patience again today. I mean, I hate to say it, but there's a chance that we chop again. Yeah, I can take a look at Costco. Yeah, if you guys have any charts you want me to look at, or some companies, just put them in the chat. Take a look at them. For taking a look at it, Costco here, we're down below 1,000 again. We've been below 1,000 for a little bit. But I'm still really bullish on this company. I said this way back. Was it? I think it was January is when I was talking about this one. Yeah, it was that January dip right here. I was talking about how all-time highs were definitely coming up. They did, but they didn't break. But overall, I like the company a lot. Let me go on a higher time frame here, just so I can show you the overall. It's a really steady climb up. What you do want to keep an eye on, though, is right here. You could say it dipped there, but I'm going to say here. Kind of like an ascending triangle. If any of you guys know what that pattern is, an ascending triangle pattern is a bullish pattern. I'll lay it out for you right here. So it works something like this, that, that, and it like compresses and then it explodes. That's how it works. And that looks like something we're gonna have here. Soxel or Netflix. Let me take a look at Netflix. By the way, I do have alerts on Spy when we do break those levels so that we won't miss them. So I'm pretty sure I have the alerts on. Oh yeah, and just like looking at the Spy Daily, we're still on that breakout, right? Like the last few sessions have been really choppy, but the pattern still remains the same that we should continue higher, without a doubt. Let's take a look at Netflix. Netflix is still, I still like the company overall. I'm still pretty sure this one is going to eventually have a nice breakout again, but you're looking at this breakout here right now. Other than that, I really don't see anything. More from just like a company financial perspective, it still is pretty solid. I know that a lot of people are shorting against it for certain reasons, which is fine, but I feel like it's been shorted enough, in my opinion. Down in the 60s was a really nice dip. But we will get it. We'll eventually get a breakout. It might not happen this year. It'll probably happen next year, if I'm being honest. Let me take a look at Hood. Spy up over here. VZ calls from yesterday are barely green right now, like 5%. That is not the same Spy. Yeah, this is ugly. Again. Really unfortunate. Might have to switch up and play Google or maybe even Tesla. Tesla's really weak right now. And close below its range. Maybe I'll keep an eye on Tesla puts. Going back to Hood. Hood is one of my personal favorites. Still think we see a good breakout here. Credit spreads for Spy is what my quant is telling me. Actually, you would be correct. Spy credit spreads actually seem really good. Considering the fact that we're staying in this range right now. Let's take a quick, let's see. So if we took some spreads, we could take a look at some 0 DTEs, but oops. That would have to be a over 762 or below, sorry. Oh, I'm playing the wrong way. I was like, that's not adding up. I mean, you could argue that it doesn't go below 764. 762 is kind of pushing it. I don't know, because it could get really violent very quickly. And if it gets violent quickly, then definitely going to see, well, keep an eye on Tesla, because if Tesla weakness continues, then you're going to see it drag NASDAQ and buy down. If it is actually holding up pretty well today. Google's red. Look around. Or if we do go short, we need to go out a little further. Maybe like one day. Oh, somebody was talking about another one as well as OXY. This one's been going through the roof, and I think it's going to continue further. Actually, I might just start this off. We might want to start off going with this one today for a swing. Let's take some OXY swing calls. So we'll take a swing first here, just because I'm waiting for the indexes to play out. But we can go for some OXY. We'll take a look. We'll be back at SPY in just a second. Because if that range breaks it in either direction, I'm gonna take a play. I think either directional break is going to be big. So let's go to OXY. We take expirations out. I think we're going to go for... Holy spreads. Might not be able to take this on Rick's. Probably should go through Weeble. We're at 61. Probably continue up to at least 65 within the next month or so. Delta's better on the closer ones. Honestly, the 63 is going to be the smarter choice. Especially if we can fill this gap right here. See this gap? Right here. See right there? All right, OXY calls for October 2nd. We're going to go for the 63 strike. I'm going to try to get filled. If I can get filled lower at like 215. Pick up 5 of those. We'll see if it fails me. We could probably keep an eye on Tesla calls here. Actually, let's look at some Tesla calls. Go try to pull a bounce. We'll go for these ones. It's 347.50. 347.50. Let's give these ones a shot. Got like 1.36. Okay, so I did get filled at the 215. I probably should add a few more to those. Okay, so I have the Tesla calls right now at like 1.35. I'll cut them if we have another low of day. It was the $63 strike on OXY. I do think that OXY should be above 65 within the next month or so. Don't go too heavy on the Tesla calls just because they are like 0 DTE or 1 day till expiration. Your 4750 is ambitious on Tesla? Not really. We were just sitting there this morning. It's only 2% up. And they expire tomorrow. Spy calls might be good here as well. I'm kind of watching spy calls. Yeah. Soxel. Somebody was posting Soxel. Soxel is really nice today. It's up 2%. Won't be anything huge unless we can break this level here. Just because that was yesterday's pretty much level of resistance turned into resistance. Then you had that pre-market, post-market, and then obviously the opening range high from today. Would be cool if I can get some terms on my VC calls. Might give SPY a shot here. This is actually looking good. The problem is it's not really moving enough today to like be like, oh yes, we're definitely headed in this direction. Like we're still in the opening range. This isn't, we haven't really picked a direction yet. Still have some cores calls. Alright, let's give SPY calls a shot. We're gonna scalp these though, because we're only gonna take, we're gonna try to take like 8% on these. Nothing too crazy. $0.80 for the 768 calls. Definitely add more if it dips a little bit. Basically within this range of 0.70 and 0.80 is where I'm looking to pretty much take. Add a few more on this dip. .66. Okay, so basically on this dip here, we're going to try to add. Okay, that's probably enough. Let's see if it goes up now. When do you put IV into play for the Tesla calls? It depends because I'm a day trader, so I do everything very quickly. So basically just on this dip here, we're looking to go long. We're gonna target a opening range break. We want something like, in my arrow, I want something like this to happen. Preferably we want to break all the way up to the pre-market high. I don't know if bulls got it in them, and we're going to need a serious Tesla reversal as well for that to happen. Okay, so I got OXY. Then, obviously, I'm rocking Tesla. We'll see if Tesla can pull a reversal. Got some SPY calls, OXY calls. I got VZ calls. We said look at Apple. I think Apple's going to take a breather today after yesterday, which is totally normal. It did have that big move yesterday. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to chop in this, which I was talking about this yesterday, this resistance, right? We're going to chop around here for a little bit. The next spot everybody can expect on Apple would be 323.50. And that level is taken back from the higher time frames. From here. That's where this level comes from. It was basically the new all-time high level, but kind of turns into a resistance. Is the dip on SPY normal? Like in general, or? Because yeah, in general, very normal. These are 0 DTE trades, so of course everyone be careful on taking 0 DTE. It's of course very dangerous. The Tesla one I'm a bit more comfortable on because it is another day out. So I'm okay with that. See if there's any news. Okay, Tesla's bouncing. I might shoot for Apple calls if we can get out of here. We can keep going. Well, it did go up there for a second. Thoughts on bull? Let me see. I honestly haven't checked it since this morning. This curling, I don't know if it's going to continue curling up. 11%, well, actually it was 12%, was a lot this morning. So I'm honestly not surprised that it is pulling back. If they do run it up, though, they're going to run it up to the lower end of this opening range here, this 940 mark. That's like another 1.5% up, or actually, sorry, it's another 3% up. They can do that for sure, but I don't think they're going to have a new high of day, honestly. I don't think this gets up to $10 today. I'm assuming you're saying Walmart, not Walmart. Walmart is down today, and that's going to stay down. Those lotto calls are busted. Wi-Fi calls? This is more of like a shares situation. I think it's smarter to go for shares here. Yeah, I think shares are the better option. AAOI. I just finished selling options on these. That's actually up a lot today. We need to might another opportunity to sell. I probably won't sell more unless we get to 151. I mean, it's had a crazy drop over the last few days, like 20% or so. The last thing I want to be is like chopped to death on my spy calls. Spy can go to at least 769.30 is what I'm looking at if we break the range. If we stop chopping here. We really do need to stop chopping. Yes, being cashed is also a position. That is 100% correct. And honestly, the smarter choice, considering how the market has been behaving recently. I wouldn't go AAOI calls just yet. They are it doesn't seem that strong. I mean, I know almost 4% is good, but like in the overall, looking at the overall chart, it's not that strong. My calls are back to break even. Yeah, I just don't want to get chopped on these. This really is some bad price action. Really bad price action. Let's take a look at the video. The thing is, I don't even know why we've had CPI come out, we had PPI come out, we had the FOMO, the minutes came out, right? I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's really confusing. I think the whole thing is oil is let's see what oil's at today. Oil's at 86, right? So usually when oil is up, the market comes down, right? There's some exceptions, obviously, but I think what we're experiencing is a lot of people are really still uncertain about the situation in the Middle East, because there's no like, are we at war? I mean, I know we're at war, but like nobody knows like how bad the war is, I guess, in a way. So not only that, but you can hardly believe any news that's even coming out of the Middle East, from either side. It's tough. But that might be the reason why the market's been chopping as much as it has been, just because people are uncertain and nobody knows whether it's a good time to start buying more shares, start adding, you know. Big market spike there. You can take profit on calls. Nice job, everybody. 50%. Take profits. I don't think Tesla calls are green, but not enough yet. Do take profits on your SPY though. Everybody take profits on your SPY. We're up 50%, and remember I said I wanted to target like 30%, 20 to 30%. You can save some for the break here if you want. If we go a little bit higher, I think this might be news, honestly, as we're speaking about the Middle East. I think news is coming in. Let me look and see. Let me find this for you all. Should be taking profits, so nobody should be going red on this. Take profits on. I think we can take profits on Tesla as well. Yeah, you can trim some on Tesla. Go ahead and trim some on Tesla. I'm gonna knock off like 2 of the 5 cons that I have. The video's having a good move. We want to see SPY break the opening range now. You need the 5 minutes to close below here. Or above, not below, above. No, I'm not in Apple calls. I just made money on SPY. Let's see if that is the bottom on Tesla. That would be nice if we did catch the bottom. The only reason why I'm like urging you guys to take profit on SPY calls is because if we come back down and we continue to chop, then it'd be unfortunate. So it's about 75% on SPY. 20% on Tesla. This looks good. I think it breaks. We need what? 55 more seconds for the 5 minute to close below, above. I keep saying below. Why do I keep saying below? Above. SPY call is 85% now. Tesla's good. Put the stop losses to break even on everything for runners, for SPY and Tesla. I think I'm being fairly optimistic here, but I think we may have caught the low of day on Tesla. I think. If that plays out nicely, then it should continue even higher, back up to like 345 again. Again, though, we do need the opening rate, this price to close above the opening rate. I mean, those did see a nice. The spike calls did see way more than I was expecting. We got 90% on those. So now we're gonna see if the can it close below above? It did. Okay, so this is where like the chop could continue. Just grinds everything to death in its path. Yeah, so it looks like this is funny. It looks like it's gonna be right. It looks like we're gonna go right back down and chop again. Oh, it's at entry. That's where I put it. When you set stop loss on break even for runners, what's your take profit set at? Usually I like to push well above 100, like 150% typically. No, it wasn't news. I think it was just strictly just price action. Actually, it could be wrong. I'm seeing stuff that says this one on SN or the NBC pumped the market. You say though, couldn't have been too great because we're coming right back down to chop. Yeah, I did forget that he was talking today. Saw that announcement last night. Round trip $1, man. Take our hopes in Tesla now. Fine, we pulled 90% on spy calls. That is way more than I was expecting. So I'm happy. I think we're just gonna shift the focus to Tesla now. Yeah, I didn't see any Trump tweets or anything. We're gonna shift the focus to Tesla because I do still have those. Okay. Give me like 30 seconds. I'm gonna go get some coffee real quick downstairs. I might have put too much cream in this coffee. Okay, Tesla's still hanging up. What happened to Spy? See, this is why I took profit. Try Spy calls again. Why? Why not? We're gonna go long if we dip a little further. I'm not going on long right now. If we do dip a little further down to the bottom of the opening range here, I am gonna take some calls. Tesla's doing fine right now. Considering that Spy is pulling back, Tesla's doing fine. If we dip a little further, I'll go long. Still up 20% on Tesla. Like I said, I think we did catch the low of day on Tesla, which is great. If you're referring to still has a little chance, are you saying for upside or downside? Breakdown Snapper's doing a good job. I think he just hit 70% earlier this morning. See, Mark's Bank of America puts also banked. Boom! Tesla. We're up 35%. Yeah, Spy still has a chance for the upside, but I don't care. I already took a nice play here. You know, I think I'll wait for either a break again to go long again, or if we come and test down here. Tesla's exploding. Tesla's up 40%. Everybody take profits on Tesla. Nicely done, nicely done. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did catch the low of day on Tesla. Spy calls are back to break even if you were like red there for a second. I'm gonna trim some more Tesla here at 45%. Easy calls are up 10%. Do I take profit? Leave them? I'm gonna leave them because if we break this here, it's we should be way up to the it's up to target's upside are like another 3% or so. It would be nice. We're gonna hold those. I mean, they're up 10%, but we can. This is back in the opening range now. What calls do you have left? I just have the Tesla calls right now. I have Tesla calls, and I'm watching potential Spy calls again. Although I am really optimistic about Tesla. We'll see if I can pull 100% on Tesla. That would be cool. Forest calls are still green, but they're not up too much. Does Trading View do that? What's going on? Yes, I agree. Tesla to 2 or to 345. I think it does at least get up to 346 maybe. Let me take a look at Bull. This could be, or it could be a bear flag. It did have a really impressive earnings. I'm surprised it didn't stay up. I think it might have more downside, honestly. When you trade, do you pay attention to VWAP? I do, yes, occasionally when it's needed. Um, Usually on really volatile days. A day like where it's super choppy, VWAP isn't that helpful. So typically, like you saw me break. Yeah, we made almost 100% on SPY calls just a few minutes ago. But if I'm following like my regular daily rules, we wouldn't have taken any trade outside the opening range. Typically, I would usually play much safer. The Tesla's still going. I don't know. I'm just not really seeing anything too exciting right now. At least from like the Mag 7. If I swapped and started looking at the memory, maybe. MU is up 2% today. I mean, SanDisk is probably 3 or 4%. Oh, SanDisk. Um, yeah, my DRAM shares are still at break even. Tesla calls 50% now. Next term will probably be around 70% on Tesla, and then I'll probably try to be fully out at like 100%. I think it's a good target. You deserve better coffee. Always black. I don't know. See, I have this really bad I developed a really bad addiction to really sweet coffee as a kid. Uh because my mom, growing up, she never let us have coffee. And whenever I could get my hands on coffee, I just dumped it with a ton of sugar, right? That carried on over when I got older, obviously, and you know, went on about my own life. So now I have a bad addiction to really sweet coffee. With that being said, though, what's funny is I don't, since it's so sweet, I don't really have a preference in like certain kinds of coffee, like Folgers or Black Rifle. I don't know, like what's your guys' favorite kind of coffee? I honestly don't mind. Coffee's coffee. I drink a lot of energy drinks too, so it's kind of. Sugar and fat are fine in coffee. I 100% agree. Colombia, not bad, not bad. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for on Tesla. So if it comes down, it tests the opening range, right? We should head up there. Oh man, I screwed this up. Here and there. That's what I'm looking for. SPY's kind of weak. I'm going to probably go for calls again. Probably go for the 767 this time. Maybe it falls through. Let me see RSI. No, actually, maybe if we retest again, I think we might fall through. Energy drink definitely put me to sleep. See, I'm the opposite. Energy drink keeps me awake. Coffee usually keeps me, like, mellow and not tired, but just, like... How do I put it? Not crazy, I guess. Nasdaq is much weaker today. Let's try SPY calls again. We'll go for the 767 at like 0.70. That's where I'll start adding. I feel like they can run it back up. Tesla calls are still up 40%. If this dips a little further on SPY and it dips down to the bottom of that opening range, I'll probably add a couple more calls and then stop out if we close a 5-minute below. This is not heavy though. Don't go heavy on this play. This is a second round on SPY, so I don't go too heavy on these ones. I think they can run it back up. Ethiopian. I actually heard Ethiopian coffee is really good. I've never had it myself. We'll see if SPY pulls a bounce here. Target on these would be roughly like 30%. I'd like to take 30% profit on these. I think that would be ideal. Really curious to see if these play out. For the record, this is horrible movement. Like, typically, if I wasn't on stream right now, I definitely wouldn't be trading, if I'm being honest. Oh, should have sold it earlier, just couldn't hear. Yeah, but you should always take profits when you're green. See green, take green. That's like my thing in my Discord. See green, take green. Always. 90% on a choppy day is like an insane blessing on SPY. I can tell you that. Yeah, I'm definitely very happy with that first SPY call. Although we might be correct on another run up here. Let's see. The DGen habits. You know what's funny? I was just reading through the DGen chat room in the Discord. Very entertaining, gotta say. There's 20% on SPY right there. Tesla grinding higher. I think we can take 20% on SPY calls here. Go ahead and trim it. Trim, not entirely close, but place the stop loss to break even. We're pushing up 30% now. Not bad, not bad. For a choppy day, like I'm happy for a choppy day. Still going 33% now. Take more trims. Let me take a look at Hive in just a second. After I make sure that these... Yeah, so that's like 30%. Place the stop loss to break even. Don't let that go red. This is, for the record, like this is pretty good. Considering the chop right now, we're picking a pretty good timing on the entries. See if we can get 45% on SPY. We got almost 40%. But for the record, this is phenomenal for a choppy day. Tesla's still going. We got Tesla 70% now. I think we see 345. SPY should be looking at 45% here in a second. We're at 40%, 43%. Yeah, take another trim. Trim SPY, trim Tesla. Tesla's up 80%, SPY's up 45% roughly. Tesla's looking good though. Good job. Well done. Might be done after this, honestly. Probably look for one more swing and then I'll be done. $241, $240 on Tesla. A little over 80%. Like 82%. You guys tell me when I'm done. Oh no. Hey, listen, I can only handle this chop so much, okay? Trust me, it's driving me crazy trying to trade this. We are doing it though. We are doing it successfully. This is a really I mean, you guys all know. You guys are all day traders. This is a big test of patience. But I think I'm done after this. They stop out at break even. I'm still up 20% on the SPY calls, but if they stop out at break even, I'll probably be done. I'm not letting anything go red. I'll hold some Tesla runners because Tesla, I think we did, well, we did. We caught the low of Tesla. Not the exact low. I was like, what, 80% off from the high or from the low, but this is really tough. I'm gonna delete that arrow. Clint, how do you make these calls in your Discord? Are you in a Discord call or do you just post it in your channel? It's posted in the channel. I can I'll screenshot the way. I know a lot of you in here actually you probably aren't in my Discord. So sad. Because you should be. I'll pull up a screenshot. That way you can see what it looks like. It looks like this. Oh, actually, it's not letting me pull it up. Weird. Maybe if I do it this way. Well, it's not. Let me pull up a picture, but it's pretty easy. So I stopped out at break even on those calls. Testing the bottom of that opening range. If I were extra, I'm not gonna do it. But if I was extra spicy, I could add more calls here on this retest of the low of the opening range. We're sitting right at break even from the calls I entered earlier. I'm gonna exit because I told myself I wasn't gonna hold. It might bounce here and then head back to the top of the opening range. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna hold the. I'm gonna be done with SPY. Surprised we don't have Techno in here. He's probably here somewhere. Come on, Techno just got a little excited. Okay. For Tesla, I'm gonna hold the runners. I think we head up to 346. But I think there is a chance for somebody just mentioned shorts, which they get the idea. Yeah, Rick, you get the idea. So there would be an opportunity to go short actually here. So once we get up here, I'm not sure if it'll get up to 346 exactly. But as long as we get up here, there's actually a possibility now of shorting Tesla. Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoy the Discord. It's pretty straightforward. I've really worked on making the channels easier to understand and more straightforward as we go. But days like today are really difficult because you're trying to catch these really small moves that like. Okay, 90% on an options play is not a small move. Even like 45%, we did do really nicely on those calls. But overall, I'm just saying like today is not an ideal day that you want to day trade. Today is the day that you would sell options typically. If you guys are familiar with Valerie in our Discord, she has her own channel You probably have seen her on X as well if you're pretty regular on X. She's partnered with our community. Phenomenal trader. She sells options, and these are the kind of days that she really enjoys. No SPX. I took spy calls. It's not as crazy, but I didn't want to suffer from the data. So I actually like thought that one through because I didn't want to suffer. I chose not suffering today. Yeah, anywhere in this 345 to 346, we need to pay attention carefully because we can actually we might reverse. Let's see if Spy lost that opening range yet. Hasn't lost it yet, but if the 5-minute closes, so two scenarios happen. If we bounce here, we're for sure heading back up to the top of the opening range, right? If the 5-minute closes below here and the RSI continues showing downside, then we should fall to the pre-market low of 764.30-ish. So kind of a big spot here. It can go either way. I think it's like a similar move in either direction. Roughly a similar move. Is Valerie's approach better combined with large long-term stock portfolio? Actually, that's why I have options funding, because options funding is it's like a futures trading firm, right? Like a prop firm, but for options, and it allows you to sell options even following Valerie's strategies. It allows you to sell options without owning the shares directly. Yeah, you got to pass, like an evaluation and stuff, but they don't have like a consistency rule or anything. They're one of the better options that I've found, and I stopped trading options or stopped trading futures with prop firms because the rules were just getting absolutely ridiculous and out of hand. But I actually really like this group a lot. Really solid. If you don't see the link in the Discord, either I have the link somewhere, Valerie's got the link somewhere. I think we might be headed downside though. We'll see. We got another minute for this candle to close. I'm done though. I'm not going to trade this anymore. My patience can't handle it. I went 3 for 3, and that is good enough for me. 3 for 3, and that's good enough for me. OXY calls are up 5%. Up like $50 on those. I only took like 5 cons. Probably should have gone heavier, honestly. Yeah, that is true. You do need to get the growth account. 40% of the way through with an eval is pretty good, though. You must be pretty consistent with your plays. And the big thing is just like consistency. Puts are suffering just as bad as calls, for the record. If anybody's like wondering, why I was sticking with calls, it's just because it doesn't matter which way you really pick. The theta is going to hurt either direction. What is nice is Tesla's holding up pretty nicely throughout all of this. And that being, I think it's going to pin itself around here for a little bit. We shall see. I'm not going to force anything else. I don't really have any other swings either. I'm just going to stick with what I have, which are the Coors calls, the VZ calls. The Verizon calls are actually still up. If Tesla calls are still up 50% or so near open or near close, I'll probably hold some of them. It wouldn't hurt to swing some. Only if they're up like 50% or so. Okay. Cool. I might run another stream during our hour, but for the most part, I'm done for day trades, unless we start seeing some better price action, because this is still fairly ugly. This is not good price action. Cool. If you guys have any questions, like for those of you who are in the stream that aren't part of my Discord, I have the link in the bio here. Another way you can find it is through my X account. I have the free invite in my bio. On my X account, so you can find it there as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. But like I said, if you're in the Discord and you guys have questions, go ahead and just ping me. Ask me any questions. I'm usually, I'm always paying attention throughout the day. And not only that, but we have a fantastic team there of analysts and moderators. So just feel free to ask any questions. Yeah, cool. We'll catch you all later. Have a good one.